State government signs landmark refinery investment deal. Amotekun Call secures release of abducted traditional leader, parades suspects linked to various crimes. Nigeria reaffirms diplomatic ties with United States and UAE amid visa policy changes. And from the foreign scene, crash at US-backed Gaza aid site claims 20 lives. Good evening and welcome to the news at 7, coming to you live from Osrc television. I am Obi Chukwemeka Oti. We begin tonight on the development strides of the present administration. The Ondo State government has taken a significant step towards economic transformation with the signing of a Memorandum of Understanding MOU for the establishment of an oil refinery. The MOU with Backbone Infrastructure Limited would see a 500,000 barrels per day oil refinery established in Ibotiri, Ilaja local government area. Government House correspondent Zemo Ibiemi has the report as presented from our studio.
The landmark agreement signed at the governor's office in Akure underscores the commitment of the Aiyedatiwa administration to industrialization, job creation and wealth generation for the people of Ondo State. Present at the MOU signing were the State Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Kayode Ajulo SAN, and officials of Ondo State Development and Investment Promotion Agency, representatives from Backbone Infrastructure Limited, and other top government representatives. Secretary to the state government, Taiwo Fashionoti, who signed on behalf of the state government, described the investment as a game changer for the state economy. He assured the investors of a peaceful, secure and business-friendly environment, adding that the project would not only stimulate economic activities, but also significantly reduce unemployment and social vices. According to the terms of the agreement, Ondo State government will hold a 20% equity stake in the project. Backbone Infrastructure Limited will hold 65%, while Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited will hold 15%.
His Excellency the Governor of Ondo State is very particular about this project, and doesn't it interest you that many governments have passed through Ondo State and never realized the potential of our seashore, and it's happening now. His Excellency has only spent 4 or 5 months in office, and this is happening. Imagine the next couple of years what will come up from there. I would like to congratulate everybody for this laudable project. I want to specifically ask that we take care of the host communities. It's very important to us.
Managing Director of Backbone Infrastructure Nigeria Limited, Henry Owonka, expressed confidence in the state leadership and the clear policy direction of the current administration, describing Ondo State the ideal destination for long-term investment.
At the phase where we are ready to put pen to paper, this is our commitment to work with the state to deliver this laudable project for the people of Ondo State. It is no longer the time for talking; it's the time for action, and it is time for us to come together. Put all our efforts in and put this state, in the space where it belongs in the country, and that is, through infrastructure development, major job creation, multiplier effect for our people. Ondo State deserves it, and that is why it aligns with our strategic goal as backbone infrastructure development.
The refinery project is expected to be completed with critical infrastructure including terminal storage tanks and other essential facilities. In its second phase, the initiative is expected to give rise to Sunshine Industrial Park and a free trade zone, further enhancing Ondo State profile as an industrial hub.
In the meantime, reactions to the proposed $2.6 billion investment in fertilizer production and a petrochemical plant are beginning to position Ondo State as a critical hub in Nigeria's agricultural value chain. Farmers in Akure, the state capital, say the new fertilizer plant could mean easier access to affordable agro inputs for farmers in Ondo and neighboring states, potentially boosting crop yields and reducing food prices. Omorion Lagbunji has details.
Ondo State Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa and his Bauchi counterpart Bala Mohammed partnered to attract a $2.6 billion investment for a fertilizer production and petrochemical plant in Ondo State. The investor, Dr. Abbas Waziri of Residence Group Cement, announced plans to establish fertilizer, ammonia and other petrochemical facilities in the state, with operations expected to commence within 12 months. Ondo State's extensive, untapped coastline, deep draft and vast arable land make it an ideal location for agro-industrial development and economic growth. President of the Farmers Congress in Ondo State, Abayomi Monilari, expressed optimism that the establishment of a fertilizer factory will greatly enhance farming activities, noting that farmers currently rely heavily on supplies from the north and abroad, which drives up costs.
It's a thing of joy because investing much, like they said, into agriculture in this state will help us to boost agriculture. Not only boosting agriculture, it will give room. When we talk of food security, then it will promote food security. You know, like they said, they will be coming to invest on fertilizer plant. You know, by investing on fertilizer plant, it will help the government, help the farmers, and help every indigene in Ondo State.
Farmer and a businessman in the oil sector, Mr. Idowu Adebusui, highlighted numerous benefits of the project for both the state and the nation, ranging from job creation and food security to its potential to improve Nigeria's foreign exchange balance.
In the past, what we have been witnessing is to keep importing fertilizer from other countries across the globes. And since Dangote refinery has come up, I think he has succeeded in resolving some of this problem. Now that we are having another opportunity again to see a company that will be producing fertilizer within the environment where such product will be very, very useful, I think it is commendable. I think it's a very good one.
Meanwhile, Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa assured stakeholders that all is set for the project's smooth takeoff, promising a business-friendly climate with maximum security and support for investors across the state.
We are ready. Building infrastructure in that act is already. I've just awarded the dualization of one road, that is Blokoda to Tupa, and the second phase will be from Tupa to Ore, so that the traffic, before you finish building your plant, the roads will have been completed, because I have started. And you can rest assured that you will thrive in this state. Definitely, because this state is peaceful. Among all the Niger Delta states, we are the most peaceful, and it's also safe for business.
With rising expectations, the public now urges swift implementation, transparency, and sustainability to ensure this opportunity yields lasting benefits for the people. Omoriola Mbiji, Osrc News.
In part 2, after the break, a traditional leader in Akure North local government area of Ondo State, Chief Agbaki, has been rescued from captivity by the Ondo State Security Network Agency, Amotekun Corps. Join us again after the break.
Nigerians' commitment to achieving universal health care coverage is reflected in the unwavering dedication of my administration to uphold this right for every individual, young or old, in rural or urban areas. Health is not merely the absence of disease, but the embodiment of physical, mental, and social well-being It is a fundamental human right.
Nigeria as a global agricultural powerhouse, supplying quality produce to international markets while ensuring every citizen has access to affordable nutrition.
Powered by Grassroots Movement for Tinubu GMT, Ondo State Chapter. GMT, in God we trust.
Glad to know you're still there. You can watch us live on our website www.osrc.ng or follow us on Facebook at OSRC TV, and on YouTube you can subscribe to our channel OSRC TV Ondo. Now to the rest of the news. A traditional leader in Akure North local government area of Ondo State, Chief Agba Akin, has been rescued from captivity by the Ondo State Security Network Agency, codenamed Amotekun Corps. The chief, who was abducted by armed men along Akure Airport Road and taken into the forest around Ogbese, was among several kidnapped victims recently freed through coordinated security operations. The Amotekun Corps also paraded 17 suspects linked to various crimes across the state, as Commander Adetunji Adele briefed journalists in Akure. OSRC's Abidemi Akinrotoye has more.
For Chief Agba Akin, the horror began when 4 gunmen invaded his community in Akure North and whisked him away in the night. He was held captive deep in the forest of Ogbese, facing an uncertain fate. But in a daring rescue mission led by the Amotekun Corps, the chief's ordeal came to an end. Acting on intelligence, officers stormed the hideout and safely secured his release. The rescue is one of the several achieved by the Corps in the last 2 weeks. Amotekun Commander Adetunji Adeleye revealed that 5 kidnapped victims, including a commercial motorcyclist, were rescued during joint security operations. In total, 70 suspects were paraded, 8 for disturbing public peace, 3 for kidnapping, and 6 for robbery and rape, including a disturbing case involving a 17-year-old girl.
Our tactical team moved in under the leadership of the area commander. The people were released, and 3 that have been identified as part of the gang were arrested. We have them here, both the victim and the suspects. The same thing goes to the Central Senatorial District, where some kidnapped suspects were arrested again by officers and men of the Amotekun Corps.
Adeleye noted that the renewed offensive against criminal elements is in line with Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa's directive to protect farmers and farmlands across the state in order to prevent looming food insecurity.
The government does not want it to happen to prevent scarcity of food in the next season. We want farmers to go back to farm. We want farmers to go back to their farms. As we talk, the Amotekun Rangers are in the forests, and we want to thank the farmers and members of the public, the Hunters Association, the vigilante groups, for giving us timely information.
The commander assured that investigations are ongoing and the Corps remains committed to dismantling criminal networks and halting the activities of kidnappers and bandits in their tracks. Through intensified patrols, grassroots intelligence, and collaboration with sister agencies, the Amotekun Corps is steadily restoring public confidence in community-based security. Abidemi Akinrotoye, Osrc News.
Mr. Ayodele Akande has officially assumed office as Commissioner for Water Resources in Ondo State following his appointment by Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa. Upon his assumption of office, Akande pledged commitment towards delivering the mandate of the present administration in the area of provision of potable water for its residents. Joy Pius reports that Mr. Akande was received by staff of the various agencies in the ministry.
Ayodele Akande made his first appearance at Ondo State Ministry of Water Resources, Public Sanitation and Hygiene as the newly appointed commissioner in the ministry. The new commissioner was received by directors and heads of departments led by the administrative secretary, Victoria Adetoye. While interacting with staff of the ministry, Mr. Akande expressed appreciation for the warm reception accorded him, assuring that with hard work, support and cooperation of all, the Ondo State water sector would begin to witness positive changes. While highlighting the critical role of the ministry in the state, Akande pledged commitment towards transforming the sector while appreciating the governor for the opportunity to serve.
We're given a mandate by our dear governor, Honorable Dr. Lucky Aiyedatiwa, that we should come here quickly and hit the ground running to ensure that water is provided to every nook and crannies of the state, and every house must be able to access portable, good and safe water.
Earlier in her welcome address, the administrative secretary of the ministry assured the commissioner of the unalloyed support and cooperation of the entire management and staff of the ministry.
For the past 1 year now, we have done so many water projects. We have in Ibokoda, GRA, flowing, Odayi, Erinje. We have Ijodo. We have Oba Akoko. We have in Karam. We have in Akure. Even those our own citizens, they are not left out. We make sure we provide good water for them so that they can live long.
Prayers were offered for the new commissioner, who is prepared to hit the ground running. Joy Pius, Osrc News.
The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) has announced plans to appeal the acquittal of the former Ekiti State Governor Ayo Fayose following a court judgment that discharged him of all charges related to an alleged 6.9 billion naira money laundering. The decision comes after Justice Chukwujekwu Aneke of Federal High Court in Ikoyi, Lagos, delivered a ruling in favor of Fayose, discharging and acquitting him of the charges brought against him by the anti-graft agency. Fayose was initially rearraigned by the EFCC on July 2nd, 2019 on charges bordering on money laundering and stealing. EFCC said it is already studying the court's decision and has begun preparations to file an appeal. Reaffirming its commitment to due process, the agency emphasized that it remains committed to the rule of law and will take all necessary legal steps to challenge the acquittal. We'll go on another break. When we return, the news continues. Stay with us.
TMBA is back for its second edition. Are you the voice behind the mic, the face on the screen, or the producer of that story that moved the nation? Broadcasters from Bond member stations can now submit their best work. Entries open from July 1st to July 31st, 2025. There are 12 award categories, each for radio and television, from Best Station of the Year to Best News, Drama, Sports, Documentary, and Talk Shows, whether in English or rendered in indigenous languages. Eligible entries are for works aired between January 1st and December 31st, 2024. Do you have what it takes to be named Presenter of the Year, Reporter of the Year, Newscaster of the Year, or Channel of the Year? Then visit www.tmbaawards.ng on how to submit your entries. The Nigeria Broadcasting Awards, celebrating excellence.
Thank you for rejoining us. The federal government has expressed commitment to maintaining and strengthening its long-standing diplomatic relations with the United States and United Arab Emirates (UAE). According to Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, recent changes in visa policies affecting Nigerian citizens have garnered the government's attention, but relevant ministries, departments and agencies are working to address concerns through constructive channels. He said President Bola Tinubu has directed federal agencies to comply with international obligations and enhance intergovernmental cooperation for identity authentication. The presidential aide urged Nigerians to respect host countries' immigration regulations and uphold permit integrity. Onanuga added that the president acknowledged UAE's constructive engagement and cooperation with Nigerian authorities, addressing concerns through mutual respect and collaboration. The government assures Nigerians of continued efforts to ensure positive outcomes for citizens abroad. In another development, Turkish government has warned that members of a group known as Fethullah terrorist organization exist in Nigeria and also operate in other countries around the world. Turkish ambassador to Nigeria, Mehmet Poro, also said the organization is using schools and health services as a cover for its operations in the country. At a dinner by the Turkish embassy in Abuja to mark the country's Democracy and National Unity Day, Poro said members of a terrorist organization which sponsored a failed coup in 2016 are still being captured and arrested globally, hence their presence in many countries. He added that in several countries, including Nigeria, the group continues to pump its operations under the guise of humanitarian aid, education, healthcare, and interfaith dialogue. Also known as the Gulen Movement, it is purportedly a transnational religious, educational, and social organization founded in late 1950. The federal government says over 420 federal roads, bridges, and other infrastructure projects have either been completed or significantly advanced under the administration of President Bola Tinubu within the 2 years already spent in office. Chairman of Senate Committee on Works, Senator Barinada Mpigi, made this known in a goodwill message delivered at the opening ceremony of the 33rd Engineering Assembly organized by the Council for the Regulation of Engineering in Nigeria, Koran, in Abuja. He specifically praised Tinubu's renewed hope agenda, describing it a catalyst for ongoing reforms and infrastructural ambition across the country. However, the senator raised concern over the rise in engineering-related failures, including collapsed buildings and deteriorating road infrastructure, attributing many of the incidents to poor compliance with professional standards. To address the situation, the lawmaker pledged the committee's full support to Karen in strengthening enforcement and compliance measures across the country. Now to Gombe, where the State Commander of the Federal Road Safety Corps says no fewer than 72 deaths have been recorded in 171 road crashes involving 1,156 people in the state between January and June 2025. The sector commander, Mr. Mohammed Kaura, said 641 persons sustained varying degrees of injuries, while 443 went home unhurt. He attributed the suspected causes of the crashes to overspeeding, dangerous driving, route violation, and overloading, among others. Kaura berated the attitude of some drivers in the state for not obeying traffic rules and maintaining the recommended speed limit. The sector commander advised motorists to always check their vehicles before putting them on the road. Moving on to the foreign scene, at least 20 people have been killed in a crash at an aid distribution center in southern Gaza, run by the U.S. and Israel-backed Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, GHF. The organization and a local hospital said 19 were trampled to death and one was stabbed amid a chaotic and dangerous search at each site in the Khan Yunis area. It expressed belief that people armed and affiliated with Hamas fomented unrest. But Gaza's Hamas-run government media office denied the claim and accused GHF of trying to cover up a crime. Nasser Hospital in Khan Yunis said it had received the bodies of 21 people who died from suffocation as a result of tear gas inhalation and a crash at the aid site. In the meantime, leaders and delegates from 30 countries are meeting in Bogota to discuss how to stop Israel's assault on Gaza and its illegal occupation of Palestinian territories. The two-day conference is organized by Colombia and South Africa, but representatives from several countries, including China, Qatar, and Spain, are also attending. The report is presented by Omoriola Ubenji.
A two-day emergency summit in Bogota to try to stop Israel's genocide in Gaza, convened by the Hague Group, a bloc of countries from the global south led by Colombia and South Africa. It promises to move from condemnation to concrete actions.
Nos encontramos aquí no solo para deliberar.
We are here not only to speak, but to act, with legal, ethical, and political clarity in the face of one of the most serious moral challenges of our time, the suffering of the Palestinian people.
The conference enforcing the International Criminal Court arrest warrant against Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, halting arms transfers to Israel and blocking ships tied to Israel's military industrial. Among the key guests is UN Special Rapporteur Francesca Albanese, who urged the states to go further by cutting all economic ties with Israel.
Of everyone, including the United States, has become part of the U.S. foreign policy.
The Palestinian ambassador to the UN welcomed the Hague Group's push for concrete steps.
We welcome every action-oriented step from all the ones that you mentioned and others in which countries are contemplating to take. Sovereign right to make these decisions. It is their obligation to honor and respect international law in their own national capacity. Once a group start taking these steps, they will open the door for others.
Omoriola Mbiji, Osrc News.
To round off the news at 7, here again are the major highlights. We told you that Ondo State Government has signed a Memorandum of Understanding with Backbone Infrastructure Limited for the establishment of an oil refinery. We also told you that Ondo State Security Network Agency Amatekun Corps has secured the release of a traditional leader, Chief Agba Akin, from captivity. And the federal government has expressed its diplomatic ties with United States and the United Arab Emirates despite their visa policy changes. And from the foreign scene, at least 20 Palestinians have been killed at an aid distribution site run by Gaza Humanitarian Foundation. And that's the news at 7. Thank you very much for your time. Good evening.